Happy Saturday, Connect family, and welcome to Connect Network TV. You're watching Major Impact right here on the CW. I am your host, Terry Cowser, and I'm here with my amazing co-hosts, Ellie and Aquania, and we have a super special episode for you today to kick off Women's History Month. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
So good. How are you, lovely? Y'all look amazing.
Excited.
Thank you.
I am so excited for today's episode. Women's History Month is a time to just observe and celebrate the vital contributions that we as women have made to this country, okay? And with International Women's Day landing on March 8th, now is the perfect time to support women-owned businesses. We always support small businesses and female entrepreneurs on our show because it takes a lot to step out and start a business, especially as a woman and a woman of color at that.
I agree, Ellie. It takes a lot of trust and confidence in yourself to be able to pursue your goals, especially entrepreneurship. And here at Major Impact, we are all for women empowerment. That's why today we are so excited to have our special guest with the tools who will help you build that trust in yourself. We have birthing coach, doula Jade Amina, here to talk about how to prepare for your birthing journey and how to use your personal journey to empower other women. I'm super excited to talk to her today about her book and everything that's going on, because you know what they say, writing a book is like having a baby.
Yes, I would agree. And I feel like that makes so much sense. And particularly for women, I feel anything that we conceive, we are going to nurture, right? But what isn't the same are the dangers in childbirth. And we're all mothers, so I know we can understand and relate to this. Maternal mortality rates are increasing in the US, according to the last report from the CDC in 2021, especially for women like us, Black women. We run a significantly higher risk to every 100,000 live births in Black women. In America, Black women are 69.9% likely to end in maternal mortality. That is insane. I mean, this is just a huge number. So being as educated as possible is key. I'm glad we have an actual doula here to share her knowledge. I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, and I'm so surprised by those stats. I can't wait to kind of hear her thoughts. I think it's sometimes due to like prenatal care, but before we even jump into all of that, right? Because we all got things to say about that. Before we bring out our very first guest, let's just dive into some hot topics. So, a woman who has sung many songs promoting women's empowerment and self-confidence, and a former singer of Destiny's Child is being accused of being an ungrateful diva. Clutching my pearls. Okay, I know, right? So Miss Kelly Rowland, and I love me some Kelly, is receiving some mixed reviews and reactions lately after she was set to co-host the NBC News Today show, okay? The singer-actress was there to promote her new Netflix movie, Mea Culpa, and appeared as a guest in the first hour, and then she was set, y'all, to co-host in the fourth hour, but reportedly, she walked off the set. Listen, so she reportedly walked off to the conditions of her dressing room. Okay, so people are chiming in, and the reality star Bethany Frankel is ridiculing Kelly for walking off. But she's also getting some support. So others like comedian Marlon Wayans and her original bandmate Latavia are supporting her decision. Now, I have my thoughts, but what do y'all think about Miss Kelly walking off the set to the conditions of her dressing room?
I would love for us to get to the bottom of what actually happened, though, because rumor has it that J-Lo was booked for a segment as well, and her dressing room was better. I heard all celebrities have standards that they want when they're performing or speaking, and maybe those standards weren't met. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I want to see a picture of the dressing room. I feel like we need a little more context. But I think overall, she's worked very hard to get where she is. And at the end of the day, if she doesn't feel comfortable staying somewhere for 3-4 hours to wait until her next segment, she's got the right to leave. When it comes to Kelly, get it right. Get it right, get it tight.
Now, I love my co-host, but I don't think she should have left. I think she should have stayed. I think due to professionalism, like you can complain, you can set the tone, you can say, I will never do this again.
She's a diva.
What else is going on? Ellie, what you got?
But
You got any hot
yeah.
topics?
Yes, y'all. So our next hot topic is some exciting news. Okay. We often talk about Rihanna on the show because she's a female entrepreneur. She's amazing. She's made billions off of her brand with innovative marketing moves and staying true to herself, truly. Plus, she promotes women's empowerment as her products and merchandise are accessible to all shapes, sizes, and skin tones. So we love Riri. But today we are not talking about her Fenty cosmetics or Savage X Fenty lingerie or even her perfume. It seems we are finally getting some music from the two-time mom who has not put out an album since 2016. Like, I cannot believe it's been 8 years. That's insane. So, since then, she seemed to have focused on her very successful business and creating a family. And we also know she has two baby boys now with rapper and longtime BF ASAP Rocky. And it seems like he's the one who actually confirmed that she's working on new music and will release something in 2024. So, are we here for this? Are we here for some new music from our girl?
Yes, absolutely. I'm here for the music because, when she did the Super Bowl halftime show, I was still like, man, she has so many good songs and she hasn't even put out any new records. So you can only imagine what that production space is going to be like. And I know how she works. She has a work ethic like nobody's business. She's going to make sure it's good. So I know that she is going to put the effort into making a good product because she knows that people want the best. So I'm here for it. I'm excited. I'm even going to try to get on that tour.
Yes.
I know.
And can we just give I hope she goes on tour too. And can we just give a shout to her, whoever her branding and marketing team is, because she stays relevant whether she has new music or not, because we're always talking about her. So she is truly a powerhouse in so many senses of the word. So guys, DMV, do not go anywhere yet. It's like, okay, stay tuned. So we have a few words from our sponsors. And when we come back, more empowerment and self-trust talk with entrepreneur, birthing coach, expert Jade Amina. So she is here to discuss safe and effective ways to prepare for labor. So if you are expecting, if you have a loved one expecting, if you're thinking about becoming expecting, you don't want to move, because this segment can mean the big difference between having the best day of your life and having a truly traumatizing day of your life. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, beautiful people, it's Major Mr. This is why I love you. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It is sad. And one of the number one reasons is because of the lack of capital. Hi, winners. My name is Terry Kauser, and I'm a credit expert. And I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and investors leverage their personal and business credit to get $100,000 and more in funding super fast. I can't wait to share with you on The Connect Show.
Hi, I'm Jess DeFeo, and I am a social media coach for women entrepreneurs who know they are on a mission to change the world with their business, but are struggling with how to market themselves authentically to their ideal client on social media. I can help you go from overwhelmed and confused on what to post to creating effective and impactful content that converts your followers into customers. Head to my website to grab your free course, Instagram 101 for Business, and learn the strategies I use to grow my business in just 6 months.
And welcome back to Major Impact. If you are just joining us, we are celebrating Women's History Month by putting ourselves first. That means empowering one another and putting trust in ourselves. Our first guest today has helped over 400 low-risk women release their fear around giving birth. And she is here to share her own unmedicated birth journey with us and how that led to a super successful business. So she is here to share her unmedicated birth journey and how that led to a successful business. So please help us welcome entrepreneur, author, birthing coach, and doula, Jade Amina. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us, Jade.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you.
We are so excited to have you, Jade. So please tell us more about what you do as a birthing coach and doula. Some people may not be familiar with those terms.
Thank you, ladies, for having me here today. Basically, a birth coach is the same thing as a doula, and a doula is just a non-medical person that is there to support you in your pregnancy, in your labor, and your postpartum. We provide emotional support, physical support, any kind of support you may need to get you through that very, very special time in your life.
Yes.
Very, very special. So how about Miss Ellie is working on baby number 5. So this is right on time. Ellie, were we allowed to say that? We are happy for you.
Yes.
Okay. But first,
No, I'm so
Jade,
excited.
yeah, so this is super timely. So first, Jade, how did you make the decision to have a natural birth during your first pregnancy?
You know what? When I first got pregnant, I remember I was about 8-9 weeks pregnant, and I went to my OB office to confirm the pregnancy. And I had kind of thrown around the idea in my head about giving birth without an epidural, about a natural birth, but I knew zero about that, like absolutely nothing. I didn't know what it entailed. I just thought that it might be a cool idea. So I remember saying it to the provider. I said, I think I want to give birth without an epidural. And she looked at me and she goes, that's what they all say till it comes down to it. And I was just really shocked by her response. Again, first time mom, I knew nothing, but I did know that it didn't feel good. I knew that my gut was telling me there was something off about what she said. And I ended up changing providers. I found an office that I really enjoyed. And from the first appointment, everything that they said just kind of aligned with what I had been feeling. And I was like, okay, this feels right. So let's just go with that. And, just that one decision of just changing the provider is what led down this crazy journey of where I am today. So it really shows the power in our decisions.
Yes.
That's a really interesting perspective. And I had both of my sons without an epidural. The first one, it was a conscious decision because I was hungry and I knew that epidurals slow down labor and I was trying to eat. The second one, he just came super fast. So I want to ask you as the expert, what are some myths about having an unmedicated birth that you might have heard?
As I expanded to social media, I am privy to a lot of different conversations on this topic. So I see a lot of different things in my comment sections and DMs, and some of it surprises me on the myths. So some of the myths that I've heard is that, when you choose to do an unmedicated birth, that you are in excruciating pain for hours. Some other myths that I might have heard is that you have to have a high pain tolerance, which is also a myth because a lot of birth starts in the mind. So you don't necessarily have to have this strong of taking pain. Another one is that you can't have an unmedicated birth in a hospital. That's also not true. It's a little tougher because there are a lot of things that you have to kind of work against in terms of the system, but you can absolutely have an unmedicated birth in a hospital. Oh, and this is a really funny one, that having an unmedicated birth makes you a better mom or a crunchy mom. And both of those, however you birth your baby, you are an amazing mom. And the whole crunchy idea, where you only focus on natural ingredients and that whole list, that doesn't really have anything to do with an unmedicated birth. They're separate. So those are just some of the crazy things that I've heard from women.
That is actually so funny because I've definitely heard those. I'm sure all of us moms have come across it at some point. In thinking about our own birth preparation or in just talking to our friends. So, what's interesting is that I think when most people hear about, preparing, right, they think of cribs, strollers, childproofing the house for their arrival, but that's not what you mean when you say labor preparation. So what is labor preparation and why is it so important? Because I noticed you even have an ebook called, labor preparation guide out right now. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So that when you first get pregnant, that is one of the first things you think about. It's an exciting time. Gadgets are great. I love gadgets. So when I talk about labor preparation, I'm really just talking about using that 9 months during your pregnancy to really get centered in your own thoughts, in your own perspective, because in pregnancy and in motherhood people have so many opinions. They're throwing so much at you, and it's kind of hard to quiet that noise and really understand what it is that you want, what it is that you're feeling, what it is that your intuition is telling you. And pregnancy is the perfect time to learn what it is that your voice is telling you, because when we're in labor, it's really our intuition that's leading us, um, when we allow it to. When we're in the
Mhm.
hospital, the hospital staff and the hospital protocol and the hospital environment impacts, how we are experiencing our labor.
So
Mhm.
I absolutely love this conversation, especially because as we're all sharing, our journey has been completely different. So I'm the mother of 3 boys, and I had to be induced with all three because they were just in there chilling. They did not want to come out. And so I love this conversation. So talking about your guide, is your guide something that's for all expecting mothers, or is it just for those women that are considering, going like the unmedicated route?
So I admit, when I first went into this on a larger scale on social media, I was talking directly to women that wanted an unmedicated birth. And I admit that is still my primary focus. But when it comes to birth, any woman can prepare, whether you plan to get an epidural or not. A lot of times, though, um, if we are not planning, right, and we just say, oh, I'm just going to get the epidural, what if that epidural doesn't work? What if
Mhm.
the epidural wears off? What if it's taking the anesthesiologist a long time to get to you to insert that epidural? So you want it, regardless of how you want to birth, you want to have tools and strategies and preparation so that if something goes in a way that you weren't expecting, you have something that you can pull from to get you through. And you never know, you might end up just, going along with an unmedicated birth. If you were able to keep yourself calm during that time, you might not even need the epidural. But a lot of times we count ourselves out before we
Mhm.
try.
Yes, I love that though. I've actually read some of your client testimonies, and women are literally saying their labor was the best experience after working with you. So, can you share with the audience? Because I know it's a very rewarding experience, but how can child labor be enjoyable?
Again, starts with the mindset. It starts with how you are looking at childbirth. In the media, in movies, even women that are close to us, the way that they talk about their births, we just kind of automatically think that it's a terrible experience, a painful experience, and you just got to find a way to get through it. But one of the reasons why I love talking about preparing for our labors and really being intentional about that is because it honestly, over this journey, it has really made me sad, the stories that I've heard from women from their births, these traumatic experiences that really shape motherhood for them. It really shapes how they view themselves. So
Mhm.
if you had a birth experience where you felt like you weren't heard, where you felt like you were being fear mongered into something that you didn't really want to do, as we walk into motherhood, it makes us maybe question how the decisions that we make for our children. And it's amazing that it all kind of can lead back, doesn't have to, but it can lead back to the way that we birth our children. And the reason why those testimonies are so are so strong from these women is because a lot of my clients are first time moms, which is great because they are kind of walking into motherhood with an experience that they were empowered by, and they are amazed at what their bodies were able to do, at what
Mhm.
things that they didn't even think they'd be able to do, they were able to do. And those testimonies really are a testament. When you follow, that gut feeling, and you put effort into that preparation, what it can lead to, and how it helps you to walk into motherhood with a certain level of confidence that you might not have had if you had a birth that you weren't proud of.
That's so powerful, and it seems like you talk a lot about mindset and just the mental space women need to be in. So how can a mindset shift actually impact your childbirth and even your baby?
Well, for example, if we go to the pediatrician, right, and we have our new baby, maybe the pediatrician has a certain vaccination schedule that they follow if vaccinations are your thing. And some pediatricians will offer a vaccination multiple times in one visit. And for some moms, they might just follow along with that because the pediatrician is the expert. They don't want to question it, but maybe there's something about it that makes them uneasy. It's like, wow, my baby's getting four shots today, but they don't know how to say or even ask the question, is there a different way that we can approach this? But when you have that mindset shift and understanding that you are the expert in your body, you are the expert in your baby, and everybody else is there to support you with their expertise, but really it is you that sets that tone. And that mindset shift helps you to have the confidence to say, you know what, let's hold off on two of those. Let's try, another time. And that mindset shift really is what carries you through motherhood, and it helps you to be empowered in your role as a mother.
Absolutely love it. This is a conversation that we need, that is so needed. And let me tell you, my very first son, my oldest son, I was only 17 years old, so I was a teen mom. And I really love that you shared that you went to your provider, you were unhappy, and you had the guts, the courage, just the mindset to go somewhere else. Because me being so young, I think I just kind of took whatever was there because you don't know any better. So just thank you so much for what you're doing. This has been such an informative segment. So how can our viewers join your community of unmedicated mamas?
You can find me on social media, my TikTok and my Instagram at Jadamina, Jadeaminah. Definitely check out my labor preparation guide. This was a very short segment. My social media videos are very short, but the guide really breaks it down in an easy, digestible way so that you can use that time during your pregnancy to learn and to lean into this new role that you're stepping into, and to be empowered by your birth journey and your birth experience.
So thank you so much for being here and sharing all that amazing information. And so do not move, because when we come back, we are going to share some events going on in the DMV. Stay tuned.
I'm AJ Aquia Johnson, and I help people rock their better. I help people connect with their happy. And you're watching Connect Network TV.
Hi, I'm Dondre Whitfield, and go check out my book, Male vs. Man. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
I'm Jessica Cherry, founder of the award-winning blog Life of a Cherry Wife. If you're looking to follow for mom and lifestyle content, fashion, Latina life, and good vibes, this is the place for you. Head over to www.lifeofacherrywife.com for the latest in these areas. Follow me on social at Life of a Cherry Wife.
Are you ready to bring your brand to television? Listen, it is possible, and it's possible without pitching to all of the different networks across the country, across the world, and begging for a seat at their table. Listen, come check us out on The Connect Show. We broadcast on the CW network every single week, reaching more than 2 million households. And what we do is help you build and promote and market your brand in front of an audience that actually has a pocketbook. They actually want to spend money and better themselves, better their strategies, their systems. We focus on women in business and female entrepreneurs. So if you are building a brand that you know has the potential to be so much bigger, or if you're prepared and ready to scale, join us today. You can register to be a guest at theconnectonline.com.
Hi, I'm Ananda Lewis. I help women thrive. You can find me on Instagram at I'm Ananda Lewis, or on my new app, Elixir, available in all app stores right now. And you're watching the Connect Network TV.
Your favorite entertainer, creator, London the Bridge Knightson, and I have new music out. Yes. Go now to wherever you stream and listen to your music and search London Knightson, LUNDONKNIGHTEN. You'll love my new take on classic gems, The Closer I Get to You, as well as get into the sexy holiday spirit with my version of All I Want for Christmas. Your girl just booked the movie too, so catch me Saturdays giving hot juicy tea on the Connect Network TV on the CW.
So welcome back to the Connect Network TV. You are watching Major Impact on the CW, and we have been celebrating Women's History Month today by showing women's empowerment. And I don't know anything more empowering and more powerful than motherhood. So we celebrate women's history all year long, but we make this month extra special. We have a list of events that you can attend to help you celebrate and support women.
Yes, this is really our month, ladies. So a couple things you need to know about. Check out the reopened National Museum of Women in the Arts. The only museum solely dedicated to championing women through the arts has reopened its doors with improved interior and exterior spaces, new mechanical systems, enhanced amenities and accessibility, an enlarged gallery space, and additional research and education space. It is just truly beautiful. The reopening also includes a groundbreaking brand new exhibit known as The Sky's Limit. I love this effort to really celebrate women this month with this museum. That's so amazing.
Yes, I hope you guys can check that out at the National Museum of Art. It is in Northwest Washington, D.C. I think I'm going to go see it myself. We also have Picturing Women Inventors at the National Museum of American History, where we're celebrating women inventors who have been overlooked or undervalued in U.S. society. The exhibit highlights the accomplishments, challenges, and motivations of some of the most important inventors of the 20th and 21st centuries. Visitors can marvel at the wall murals with English and Spanish text. Isn't this cool? Yes. And the creativity and inspiration of women inventors is all over the place. I definitely want to check it out. It's open from 10 to 5:30 p.m. and it is free. It is free, like so many museums in DC. So guys, do not miss this. National Museum of History, also on Connecticut Avenue in Northwest DC.
I absolutely love it. And coming up next, the National Gallery of Art is showcasing roughly 100 images from one of the greatest photographers ever to live in this new exhibit on Dorothea Lange. Seeing People will examine Lange's prolific and trailblazing career through the lens of her portraits and her exceptional ability to capture the character, the resilience, the heartbreak, joy, wonder, and beauty of her human subjects. That will be 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, free admission, so no excuse not to go celebrate and experience this amazing exhibit. It's at the National Gallery of Art, 6th Street and Constitution Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. Yes, it's going to be amazing.
It is going down. Ladies, there is so much going on this month. So you can either get your fill by doing stuff outside, or if you want to stay in, just get a group of your best girlfriends together and start an empowerment brunch. This is a great thing that you can do every Sunday. You can do vision board parties. Just get together with the girls.
And the theme for this year's Women's History Month is women who advocate for equality, diversity, and inclusion. So let's celebrate together.
Yes, we are so grateful. Just thank you to all of our special guests for joining us today. And thank you to all of you for watching. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, it is time to celebrate yourself. And so cheers to you. See you next week, same time, same place.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.